are officially live. All right. So, yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, everyone. Hey, friends. It's Thursday, May 15th. Welcome, welcome. Matthew and I are live. I'm really excited to be here. Hey, everybody. Regina Alison, CEO of Research Pro. As you know, they call me Money because I help find donor leads, and my donor leads have turned into billions of dollars for nonprofits. I'm live today with Matthew Glover. Really excited to be on live with Matthew to talk about our upcoming collaboration. Matthew, do you want to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. My name is Matthew Glover. Happy to be here with Regina today. I am President and CEO of Capacity Catalyst Consulting. So, very, very excited to sit with you today, give you a sneak peek of what's to come.
Excellent.
Yeah,
So, okay, how to register? What's the collaboration? So, let's talk about that. We have our webinar coming up on next Thursday, May 22nd. It's called Bag Secured Fundraising Strategy that Speaks to Corporate Donors. So, Bag Secured, I want the bag. If you need the bag, then you need to be in this room. You need to be in the virtual room with us on Thursday, May 22nd at 2 p.m. Eastern. And you can register that for that on the Research Pro website at theresearchpro.com/events. So go to the website on the events tab, theresearchpro.com, and you can save your seat for Bag Secured. So hands up if you need, if you're trying to get that corporate bag, if you're trying to get that corporate support, and get your toe in the door and grow and deepen your relationships with your corporate partners in your community. So I encourage you all to register. And Matthew, you said you want to kind of give a little bit of sneak peek. What did you have
absolutely.
in mind? Don't give it
Yeah,
all away. Don't give it all
well,
away.
just a little bit, right? Capacity Catalyst is all about unlocking your organization's full potential. And so that's what we want to do. We want to help you build capacity. Of course, that's corporate donor development, but there's also other strategies in place to help you operationally excel and grow your organization, grow your programs, and we're going to help you meet your need through program support. So that's why we're called Capacity Catalyst. Uh, I am a former funder, so I will be sharing insider secrets, how to write compelling grant writing and when to submit and how to enhance the relationships you have while you build new strategic relationships. Uh, so that's what Capacity Catalyst is all about. We also have a financial component and fiscal review so you can understand the importance and significance of submitting your financials to a corporation and what's being reviewed and why it's important.
I love the name, and I am so honored and feel so privileged to be able to partner and collaborate in this way, like under the umbrella of Capacity Catalyst. Those of us that know you in Central Ohio probably recognize you as a former banker, as a corporate funder. So really appreciative that now, like you're on the other side of it, or you're on a different side of it, and can help sort of shed some light on the work that many fundraisers are doing and how they can grow their corporate engagement.
Absolutely. I'm on the collaborative side of the same work.
Yeah.
Um, there's funders all over the state that really care about this work, and there's a lot of different ways to approach it to help our community. And so we do that together, and we leverage our networks, and we're all networks, so we're going to leverage that. That's the benefit of becoming a consultant, is because you get to leverage the network and the relationships and the doors that may not have been wide open before, or are at least cracked, are
Yeah.
at least cracked open for you through relationship and building your contacts. So it's exciting. It's new. Um, I've reviewed myself hundreds of grants.
You read my
So
mind. I was going to ask you, how many grants do you think you've looked at?
I tried to brainstorm earlier this week, like, and try to count, like, how many do I think I've reviewed or read through, right? There's a ton of folks to support, all have great missions, and they all sometimes take different, unique approaches to grant writing. And so when you collect all that information together, you can come up with some really good strategies on how to tell your story, on how to write a compelling story that's not only full of passion, but full of data to
Yes,
justify your business case. So we
yep,
can
the
help
D word, data.
data.
So I'm curious, what is the largest grant that you've like ever approved or given
Oh,
out?
that is proprietary information. Oh my goodness. Uh,
Proprietary.
right.
The largest one you can tell us about?
There are some very large grants that have been administered, and some of them are public and some are not. Um, and so there's money out there, guys. You just have to know how to align your mission to the corporate strategy. You need to understand the right individuals to contact for the best path into an institution. Um, Initiatives change or they're updated. So as long as you're understanding and doing your research on the front end, you can find your way into some really good program support for your programs and even capacity building uh,
And
and
so for
capital
other tips,
campaigns
they
at
need to
times.
register. They need to register for
Oh, you
everything.
need to register.
We're
Yeah,
not
to
going to
get the
give away
details
all the
right.
secret sauce today.
Yes,
We want to be careful about
we'll dive deeper on May 22nd. You have to
that.
register.
Yes, we will dive deeper. So I'm like, I think most people would know that I lean more towards individual donor support. So absolutely, all gifts matter. We love every gift from every type of funder. But I do tend to steer organizations in the direction of building out an individual major gifts program because for a host of reasons, and we'll get into that on May 22nd as well, actually. But corporate giving, I do want to go on record. Like I'm not anti-corporate giving. So if you've heard me speak about the importance of individual giving, it is not in opposition to corporate giving. I want to go on record on this LinkedIn Live as saying like corporate gifts are definitely a key element to a comprehensive advancement model. So that's one reason why I was really interested and excited about this specific collaboration because it is like that great, it's a great, alignment of like, yes, we can focus on individual giving. We can also focus on corporate gifts. But as you mentioned, Matthew, it does ultimately come back to some data. You need to have some data in your back pocket to tell your story, to build a relationship, all sorts of things. So we'll get into that, and I'm looking forward to diving into your insider secrets, diving into the type of data that you need to tell your corporate story, to tell your story to a corporate funder, to build that relationship. And so let's maybe talk about what we're giving away. So you do need to register for the event. And you can register at theresearchpro.com/events. So go to the events tab. But we do have some freebies included in the registration. So do you want to talk about your giveaway?
Sure. There's going to be some collateral for folks who register that we'll share with you. You know, secrets from a former funder. You know, I mentioned this. What are we looking at? But also in document form, we can get to you so that you can keep it and you don't have to remember it. Here are some key points, some highlights that are really important notes for you as a fundraiser or as a development director. So you'll have some of these insider secrets, how we're thinking about our corporate strategy compared to your mission, timing of submissions. I don't want to give too much away, but we're going to dive really deep. It'll be really good in the time that we have, and you'll learn some things that I'm certain that you may not have been aware of before.
I've seen the giveaway, and it's a good one. It's a juicy one. So Matthew has a giveaway, and Research Pro also has a giveaway. So I'm giving away my donor engagement planner. And so it's another document that you'll have access to after the webinar. You'll have forever access to that, download it, etc. A document that you can keep with you to help you understand what type of engagement plan you need, as well as what key elements or key data points that you need to track as part of your donor engagement plan. So you definitely want to get Matthew's insider tips, and you want the Research Pro donor engagement planner. Those will be takeaways available to everyone that registers for Bag Secured. And I'm going to read the full title correctly. Bag Secured, fundraising strategy that speaks to corporate donors. And we're having that webinar on Thursday, May 22nd at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's virtual, so we'll be on Zoom. It's a Zoom webinar format, but you can definitely engage and ask questions in the chat and Q&A. So grab your seat for that. Grab your seat for Bag Secured if you want the bag. We're trying to get that corporate bag. We're looking forward to that. Anything else that you want to share, Matthew?
Definitely want to share my website. You want to check that out, you can scroll down and my contact information is there. But you could reach me or even book a free session at www.capacitycatalystllc.com. That's www.capacitycatalystllc.com.
I love that. I absolutely love that. So if you're watching this now or you catch it on the replay, make sure you take advantage of that. And so, Matthew, what you may also be able to do, or feel free, once this live is complete and it posts to the timeline, feel free to add a comment with your direct website and with that.
Absolutely.
I love that. Generous, a generous former banker. We love it. So, but I will say, it didn't go unnoticed if you didn't answer my question about what's so I'm gonna let it ride for now, but it just piqued my curiosity even more.
Hey, Regina, some answers come through consulting.
I love it. I love it. So but I'm thinking I know where he worked. I could go back and look up their giving history and see that. Now I'm on the challenge. I've challenged myself now to see if
absolutely
I cover some.
Do you want to share? I know real briefly. We won't be here long, but I saw a recent post about, or maybe it was an email about your fundraising capability.
Oh yeah. You're talking about the case study. Is that what the one I did with AFP?
That's correct.
Yeah. So it's been a few weeks ago now. I did a presentation for Central Ohio AFP. This was in person as part of their monthly education series. And so it was a co-presentation with me and a good colleague and friend, Jody Bach, who is I think her title is VP of Advancement at I Am Boundless, which is a local organization here in Central Ohio. And I may be misquoting her title, but if you're curious, you can look it up. So Jody and I did a case study and presentation called From Zero to Campaign, and basically tracking the work that we did together to take her organization from zero to a $2 million campaign.
There it
So they
is. 2 million, right?
2
2 million.
million, 2 million, comprising of 42 donors in 27 months. So that is the type of results that, and so I would say I Am Balance is technically a social services agency. And so many fundraisers find themselves working at smaller organizations, at social service organizations, at emerging organizations, starting with very little data, little to no data. And so that case study was, we created that um, as to prove to individuals, no, you can start with little to zero and get to a capital campaign, no less. In 27 months, 42 donors is possible. You do not need to be a 100-year-old organization with 100,000 records. You can start right where you are, which is why I get excited about these educational opportunities, these types of collaborations, like what you and I are doing, Matthew, because it's really, for me, it's about closing knowledge gaps and just pointing people in the right direction so that they can continue the great work that they're doing with their organizations.
That's right. Well, great work. That deserved a shout out, so I wanted to bring that up. But
Thank
please
you.
contact us today and join that webinar on May 22nd.
Yes, yes. So we're looking forward to seeing you. I think we're going to wrap up. We just wanted to hop on for a brief moment, just to say, hey, everyone, invite you personally to join us on May 22nd for Bag Secured. We'll see
All
you all
right.
soon. Thanks.
See you there.